What's up, everybody? We're here with another Bits and Beats episode 4. I'm your host, JR De Guzman. We got Ronnie Whaley in the booth.
Hello.
Yes, sir. And it's a beautiful day out. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to be real. We just recorded an intro for another episode, and I changed my shirt to make it look like it's a different day. So same hair, different shirt. Going to be real with you.
I just put a hoodie on.
Dude, I noticed you had a hoodie. Like, that's commitment. It's like
I just put it on.
You look like you've recorded it. Oh, you didn't even change your shirt, just the hoodie.
No,
Let's say, but it looks like you're in a whole different like ecosystem now. Like the weather is different.
It's gotten colder today. In the past 5 minutes.
Colder. Yeah. See, that's how committed we are to you guys and making sure you feel like, you know, we got variety on this podcast. And it's been a blast making these episodes, and every episode is just so different. Today we got Jess Grippo. And she is a friend and creative. She's a dancer who does creative coaching and a whole ton of other things. She wrote a book that we talked about. It was called Dance With This Book. And we kind of break down the journey from her having the idea to creating this book. I would say it's a blend of Artist's Way, if you've read that book, by Julia Cameron. And almost like a dance sort of exercise book. So it's really great. She's like a wonderful person to talk to. Her social media presence on TikTok, one of her viral videos recently was her doing an interpretive dance to a breakup text that she got.
That's right.
And I think for some reason, a lot of lonely people have been relating to that, and that was cool.
A lot of people.
And so we kind of... A lot of people. And so continuing on with the dating theme, we also talked about her, what she's looking for in a man. And we kind of break it down with some sweet beats on that one. And manifest her a man. And I guarantee you, in exactly 2 weeks, the week after this podcast comes out, she's going to have a man.
2 weeks.
Guaranteed. Right. I guarantee it. Don't doubt me.
I'm not, no.
So that we talk about a lot on there. And if you're interested in creative coaching, Jess is a great person. She gave me an exercise before a show when I was nervous. It helped me with the show. It helped me get a sweet gal as well. I would say I give her props for that as well.
The same show?
Same show. At the actually.
Show? Really?
We met at the show. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Great gal. She's going to love that I talk about her on the pod. I know it. If we don't edit it out, but no, I'll keep it in. And if you want to catch me, I'm doing some stand-up. I got some live dates, August 13th and 14th in Fargo, North Dakota, August 20th in Sacramento, California, August 29th in Los Angeles, California. And don't forget to check out the Bits and Beats socials. We got full video episodes on YouTube, Spotify, clips on Instagram, and exclusive content on patreon.com/bits and beats. Check it out, y'all. Enjoy this episode with Jess Grippo. Get ready to dance yo ass off. In case I don't want to curse, let's say the second one. Get ready to dance, y'all. Enjoy the episode. We got a wonderful guest today. Yeah, we were just talking about lists of topics to talk about. Guys, we have an awesome guest. I don't remember exactly how we met. Jess, we were.
I remember how we met.
I'm the only guest. Yeah. Okay, can you tell me?
Yes, I.
What a bad host I am. I'm gonna do the introduction. Hey, Jess, can you introduce yourself?
I think it's a funny story. I love this background music.
Okay.
I basically fangirled my way to being your friend. I saw your special on Netflix, and I was like, who is this guy? He's so cool. And I followed you on Instagram, started liking your stuff, commenting. Here we are.
This sounds like a fake intro that I made you do. It was like, hey, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, can you act like just say you're like a huge fan of mine? And I'm not going to do any of your accolades, but just like say mine. Like, what a great intro. No, but I did actually. I wanted to say, I think I reached out to you though, didn't I? Because I wanted to say I reached out about how I was following all your like creative coaching sort of dance journey and like using that as a way to help inspire creatives.
Yeah.
With their own creativity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know you did I'm just going to read it from your book, dude. I'm a good host. Okay, we got this. Jess Grippo is a dancer, performer, writer, creative coach, and the founder of You Can Dance Again. Oh, you can dance again. If I put it in falsetto, it just makes more sense, you know? She's performed and spoken at TEDx NYU. How was that talk? Was that nerve-wracking for you?
It was nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was a little stiff when I did it looking back, but it was okay. It went okay.
How long ago in your like sort of creative journey was that?
It was pretty early on. That was like 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. It was probably about like 4 years into just making dance videos and finding my creative groove again.
Yeah, that was a cool intro for you. Let's go back to complimenting me though. Like that felt really good. So
I'm glad to hear that. It's all true. It really is.
No. Wait, is that really how we met? Because I guess that was after. Was that in like 2018, 2019?
Probably. Yeah, it was definitely pre-pandemic. And I guess you must have been like, who's this person that's following me and commenting on all my crap? And so maybe you were like, oh, she looks weird. I'll follow her. And then I guess we stayed in touch on Instagram, and then you eventually sent me that message. And then I was like, oh my God.
I love hearing your side of it. Man, she looks weird. What a weirdo. I'll follow how weird she is. So weird. No, but I think because I saw your dance stuff, and then it was like helping me, because it's funny on social media, you can't tell what somebody else is thinking when they're just liking and commenting on stuff. Yeah. But I think I was like going through a creative, like, I don't want to say breakdown. My therapist says breakthrough, but I was having a breakdown. And,
what did that look like for you, the breakdown?
Well, for me, it was, I don't know if it's fully breakdown. I think I hit you up one day because I was really resonating with all your stuff. And I was just trying to figure out what to focus on. Like, I was getting burnt out doing creativity the way that I was doing it. And then, so I just needed some kind of direction on like, what do I focus on and how much time do I spend on it? How much time do I spend refilling myself? All of that stuff.
I think it's a common issue that creatives, including myself, that we go through. And I don't think it gets talked about enough. All we see is the amazing videos and the things that get posted. And we don't hear as often from behind the scenes about what's actually going on in an artist's life.
100%. Yeah, it's this highlight reel. Like, have you ever gone through, like, it's so, I know I've done this. I've gone through like my highlight reel of my stuff, and then this is probably so bad and self-conscious of me, but try to see like, what does my highlight reel look like? What are people thinking of just, if they just knew me through these tiles? Have you ever done that for yourself or like other people?
Yeah. I've done a similar thing for myself, and being like, am I projecting what's actually going on? And there's a fine line with that too, right? Where it's like, if I literally posted everything I felt all the time, it would just be, I don't even know.
Oh,
be, pretty all over the place.
It's probably healthy to not show everything. That'd be like oversharing in some way.
Well, and it's this weird thing when you know, as an artist on social media, you are your personal brand, right? So there is a bit of being selective involved, where it's like, well, I want to post mostly dance videos that have a sense of humor and are, you know, a little bit inspiring or funny or have something to them, right? And have some honesty in them. But like, I don't necessarily want to talk about, you know, everything else that's going on behind the scenes all the time, or else people will be like, wait, what? Yeah. Right. If I want to like book jobs related to the kind of dance that I do, if I want to, or even with the creative coaching, if I want like that has to be the thing that shines more so that people get to know that the work that I do, because that's essentially why we're there. But at the same time, I'm a human. Yeah. And then it becomes this thing where like people only see those things and they assume that like, oh, well, this person is just creative all the time and doing all this great stuff. And why am I not
have
like
so
that?
many questions about that. Like, I mean, first off, too, just figuring out how much of your creative stuff is for you and how much of it is for business. And if you have found a way to like create a healthy boundary for yourself or for your creative coaching clients.
I love that question. And I'm really curious to hear your answer too. Mine is,
I know.
You know, when I started making dance videos, it had nothing to do with business at all. It was 10-ish years ago. It was, I was doing women's holistic health coaching. That was my job. And social media wasn't as big of a thing back then. It wasn't like I was really using it as a marketing tool or anything. And I remember having left the ballet world for a long time and, you know, never really found my way back to dance, but it started to creep up again. And so making a random dance video in my apartment was a way that I could find that creative voice again and just have fun and be myself and do something that wasn't work. So it really started out as a hobby. And I think I started posting anonymously on YouTube. And then later I started sharing things on Facebook and like letting people know I was doing this
and these
weird thing.
You were sharing sort of dance videos that were kind of comedic. Was that the first? Because to your journey, if I'm just gonna summarize, so fill in any blanks.
Sure.
Was more strict, kind of conservative, rigorous ballet.
Yeah.
And then you stopped. Was that that was like a conscious choice to stop, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a conscious choice.
And then you were doing holistic coaching after that?
Yep. Yeah. During like my hiatus with dance, I got into holistic health. I started working, first working on health issues of my own that had been persistent for a long time. And then through that, decided to become a holistic health coach. And then years into that, I was like, oh, wait, what happened? What happened to that part of me that danced? Or, I feel like there's something
and
creative.
I like how you said it crept up. It crept back in, the sort of dance, but in a fun way. Like, it sounds like it was sort of more that playful. I'm reading Artist's Way again right now.
Oh, nice.
So it's like that inner child sort of thing coming out through dance. Because it's like sort of the reason that you fell in love with dance was probably the playful part of it. And I love how much that's a theme in your like coaching and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, hey, we do creativity because it's fun first and foremost.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's the thing. I have to continuously remind myself to come back to that, because now that it has become a part of my business, it's like, I feel this pressure that I have to, whatever it is, make a certain kind of video, or it has to have a certain outcome. And then I find myself...
That pressure is such a good thing to call out.
Yeah.
Because if you're just writing in your room or dancing in your room, there's no pressure. But we're like sharing it all the time, and we do have a goal with it. So it's easy to say, I don't care how many likes this gets, how many comments, how much engagement. But then it's like, actually, I want people to see this so they can come to my business or my service, whatever it is that any creative is doing. So that's like, there's always kind of two brains going. It's like, I want to be creatively fulfilled, but also I want people to like and share this.
Such a thing. How do you find balance with that?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think. Well, I don't know if you were fully able to answer that. If you felt like that was a complete answer. If you wanted to go into it more,
I tend to jump around. I have a little bit of ADD. But yes, okay.
Oh, same.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer either, to be honest. But I feel like for me, there's like a cyclical nature to it, or a tipping point where I am, especially if something catches on that I do, like on TikTok, let's say, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep making videos in that style or with that theme or whatever it is. And I feel like I have to keep doing that. And I'll do that until I'm like so bored with it, or there's a part of my soul that's dying, and I'm like, wait a minute, maybe it's time to do something else. And then I'll just make a switch and decide to like do something else. I
think that's such a real honest answer too with it.
Everything feels like it's like a phase or a cycle. And up until recently, like I was in a cycle of not really posting anything. I couldn't find the drive professionally, like from a work standpoint or from the personal standpoint. I was just like, wow. I don't know. I'm just going to be a normal human.
You know, I think so many people will and would relate to that because, like, you know, like we said, there's the highlight reel and we see like everyone posting, but we don't know like how much they're thinking about each post, how much work is going into it, how many times like they might be thinking, oh, I want to post, I need to post this thing because I'm on this regular schedule, but I've been really wanting to work on this other creative project. And I might be just projecting my own self. Like, I feel like the last year I've been on this moving train of adjusting from live performance and doing stand-up and touring to immediately being at home all the time and needing a creative outlet. So I'm posting stand-up clips or like I was making short little music video things based on topics people would give me. And it's been fun like building social media, but I'm sort of figuring out if like, you know, there's other things I want to also put my energy into. And thankfully I have Ronnie who's like helped like producing this, and that saves me so much. Because like when Ronnie approached me when you hit me up about doing the podcast, I had it in my head. I was like, I'll probably never do a podcast unless someone's helping me because of the work that goes into all the other stuff. So that's been helping sort of time wise, and also just a beautiful man. Like, look at him, you know.
Thank you.
Just
agreed.
Which brings me to my next question, because you had a TikTok about the interpretive. You're doing an interpretive dance based on a breakup text. Wait, was this a real text that you got?
It was a real text. Yeah.
Can you tell me about that whole story?
Sure. So it was pretty recent. It was about a month ago. And I had got back on the dating apps, and you know, you're matching people all a lot and having some chats. And then
my face just lit up. I love this stuff.
I love this stuff too. It's fun. It's funny to talk about on a podcast. So
I know.
So we got into one of these. Oh, one of the first things that there was something in his profile that said something about The Sopranos, and you know, on Bumble, in a hetero relationship, the woman is the one that has to message first, which I find kind of annoying, but I'll do it sometimes.
I'm actually really interested in that. Yeah. So sorry if I'm going to jump in here and there.
No, great.
So many. Every time we talk, I have so many questions that it's like I have a table of contents on this one side of my brain, and then this other side of my brain is actually in the conversation. If it's not a hetero relationship, who initiates? How does that work? Dude, let's get on there.
Yeah, none of my gay friends are on Bumble.
Can you make a gay or lesbian Bumble real quick and just start swiping and I'm just kidding, but seriously,
I feel like it's open to whoever. Okay.
Well then, I don't know, and I guess it's not. Well, the other thing too. Okay, so I like Bumble, and this is my selfish side. I like that the girl approaches first.
Yeah,
because of course it takes so much pressure off you. Yeah, Ronnie jumps in there too. It's great, and also it's so fun because I learned for me, the female psychology of like how, I don't know, maybe how they would want to approach you or like want to be approached, you know, like now I get to analyze.
Mirroring.
Interesting.
Yeah. I love like Ronnie is this part of my brain that's like, it's like the hype man of conversation. Instead of a constant like, yeah, it's like, mirroring.
Yeah. I feel that.
I feel so validated. Like,
that's right.
Oh yeah, dance. Yeah. But so how is it then approaching? Like, how do you approach just like being the first one to talk? How is that?
I think it depends on the mood that I'm in, or possibly where I'm at in my menstrual cycle, because my brain chemistry changes throughout the month, and sometimes I'm more able to think of funny things, and then other times I'm just like, okay, let me just say hi and like make the first move so it doesn't expire, because I'm gonna like, I don't know, if I feel like I'm in a place where I'm...
Oh, there's a clock, right?
Yeah, there's a clock ticking.
There's like a countdown.
Yeah. So sometimes it's like, just say hello. But I would like to be thoughtful about it. My intention is to be thoughtful about it and to like have something, something to kind of like say about their profile or nice to match with you.
You're such a sweet, thoughtful person to do that. Some people don't think at all. It's just like, you're just a random, let me just do it's like a numbers game.
Yeah.
I feel like you would make the person feel really seen.
Yeah.
In your approach, like
I'm like
whatever you would say, they just feel like, wow, she understands me. But I like that though. I feel like if I was a guy on the other end of that, it would feel really genuine, and I would be excited to have a conversation with this person.
And is that true though, or like, because then it brings in that whole dynamic, right? Of, well, then if the woman like says too much or is like too available,
the dating game,
then the man is going to be like, whoa, that's too much. I can't find my masculine energy now. Like I know.
You know what? Just maybe my energy is so masculine that I don't even think like that. You know what I mean? It's just, you can't. No, actually, I'm a very sensitive man. I think my feminine side is really strong. But I think like, okay, for me, I like when a girl is direct. I don't like to play games and like waste time. The second I feel the stress of like the game thing, it's I don't know. I think there is the game, it exists, because I've also been caught on the other end where it's like a girl has me on the chase and I'm like secretly addicted to it on the inside for whatever childhood trauma that I have.
Totally.
Yeah, trauma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Attachment issues. Yeah. Seeking approval from your parents through your future partner. So like, I do therapy on Zoom, so sometimes I confuse which mode I'm in right now. So I think I think my brain is having a breakdown. It's like, be funny, but like talk about your emotions.
That's what you do in therapy?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. One time I was testing out my Zoom equipment on my therapist, and then I think she had a lot to say about that after. She was like, JR, this reveals a lot about you.
Stop playing the piano.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't like that? Yeah, so okay, wait, we were going, oh yeah, the chase part of it, right? Because there's some parts of it that I think subconsciously we don't know, like in our lizard brain, the person is doing something and it makes us so attracted, but it might not be the healthiest thing for us. Mm-hmm. And I think that I'm getting better at seeing that stuff and not like giving into the bullshit. So I like direct. I like when a girl is like emotionally available because I want to be emotionally available. I like when I can get like what she has to say reveals a lot about herself, so that I can get to know the person quickly if like I do like this or don't like this. And I don't know, like I like when someone can come on firmly. I was about to say, is that a word? It is a word. When they come on firmly, but not desperate. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That perfect middle. So
yeah,
but that's hard in a dating thing because everything feels like if they don't respond, it's like rejection. But
totally.
It's also like a numbers game on there too. So, anyways, but back to your thing. So this story with the breakup text. And going on to like dating apps again.
Yeah. So it's totally a numbers game. Oh, and you made me think of another story too, which if we have time, maybe it'll be connected to this, but yeah.
I know. See, I have so many stories I want to hear from you. So I'm just going to shut the fuck up.
There's so many things. Okay. Real quick.
Yeah.
I met someone in the park recently and we went on a walk together the next day. And then he was really open on text about being like, this might be too early to say, but like, I think I'm into you, la, la, la. And I was like, okay. And like, and I was still like feeling things out. Like, I'm not totally sure. And then the next, or like 2-3 days later, I'm in the park again and I see him with it because we both have dogs. That was our activity together. I see him with his dog and with another woman who looks kind of like me.
Uh-oh.
Curly hair and has a dog similar to my dog. And I'm like, oh, maybe this is what he does. Maybe he like finds girls in the park with dogs and asks them out and then makes it seem like he's like into them. So I was just like, oh my God, this is so awkward. And then of course, Lucy, my dog, like, I'm like, let's go. And then she like sits there and is like, ah. And I'm like, oh, hey. And he's like, oh, hey. And then she was like, oh, hey, I'm whatever her name is. And I was like, hi. And then my dog started like running around, and then we both just ran away. Like, I didn't even say anything. We just like ran.
You and the dog ran away.
Yeah, we just ran away. Like literally ran away into the park.
Amazing.
And I'm still trying to like analyze myself about what was going on there. I'm like, was I trying to save him the awkwardness if he was on another date? Did I feel rejected? Am I just not into him? Like, I don't know.
Let me make sure I'm piecing all this together. So you guys met at that park that day, or you guys meeting up again?
No, we had met like last week. This was pretty recent. We met last week. He asked me out. We went on a date in the park, like walking our dogs together. He asked me out again. He was in touch. And then randomly we bumped into each other yesterday or the day before. So this was like a random meeting, and he was with.
You think he might have been on another date?
So I assumed he was on another date. I just got that vibe.
At least he has the decency to date somebody that looks like you.
I guess so.
You know?
Is that should I
like
be
that's
flattered?
kind of a compliment.
I thought it was
totally
a little weird. I was like, I don't know, but it was the first time I literally ran away from someone, and I hadn't really had like an in-person dating experience in a while because it's been a lot of the app stuff.
Yeah.
So with this other situation, the breakup text, we really hit it off from the beginning. He had mentioned something about The Sopranos. And so in my first message to him, my intro message to him on Bumble was like, I have a slight claim to fame with The Sopranos. And he was like, "Oh yeah, shoot!" And then we got into it, and because I'm from North Jersey, the janitor of my high school is James Gandolfini's father. He had like a shrine to his son on the wall of our school. Like it was like a whole thing. The Bada Bing Strip Club is like literally 5 minutes from my house. I drive by it all the time on Route 17, And so we're like chatting, and then like we just like hit it off right away, and we were having like great texting banter. And he asked for my number, and I was like, sure. And then the next day he texted, and he was like, this is kind of random, but I was going to like go for a walk later and catch the sunset. Do you want to join? And I was like, yes.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. This is all through.
This is all.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good interaction.
It was great. I was thrilled. We had a great first date. It was really fun. Lots of great conversation, all the stuff, la la. Mm-hmm. That same date night, he was like, when can I see you again? Are you free Friday? And I was like, let me check and I'll get back to you. So like he like made a date right away.
That's good. He's showing that he's on it.
Yeah, he's on it, right? So that's why it was so strange to get this text that like, it's funny, most of the comments on TikTok, well, it's kind of like half and half. There's this feud going on with that text video because half the people are like, well, at least he didn't ghost you. And half the people are like, that sounds like an email from the HR department. Like it was so formal. He was just like, hey, I don't remember exactly, but like it ended with thank you for your warmth and good cheer. And and we like made out, like it was sexy, you know, like it wasn't just like,
that's what my thought. I was gonna ask about that a little bit.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, hi, you're so warm and cheerful, and like it sounds like there was some intimacy and attraction and sensuality.
Yeah.
So what, you guys went on one date or 2 dates?
2
dates, and then after that. But wouldn't you I would rather have somebody send me something formal like that than prolong that, like, are they going to hit me back up?
Oh, yeah. I would just rather it be like, I don't know, a little bit more. It was honest, I guess. I mean, he was talking about taking a break from dating because he's busy and he's going away for 2 weeks and like all this stuff. Like I just say, hey, I've had a change of heart. You're really cool. Best of luck to you. Or like, I don't know, something like I'm still figuring out how to do it too, you know, like I'm not saying I'm perfect at this at all.
Yeah.
And it was just, I think at the end of the day, I was bummed about it because I liked him and I was hopeful that I had met someone that could turn into something. So making the interpretive dance video with that text my intention wasn't to like bash men or like, you know, be critical of how people respond. It was to process my feelings about it, to like make art of it because it was, you know, it sucked. So I don't know.
So yeah, I saw that interpretive. So like when you make something like that, do you feel better afterwards? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, does it help you get over that feeling and just move on?
It does. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It helps. Like I didn't do it right away. Like I think I just had some normal like human emotions with it and was bummed for maybe a week. I don't know. Revealing all my inner secrets. And then I moved on. But for whatever reason it popped into my mind recently, like weeks later, and it felt good to do in this moment for whatever reason, like some sort of like reclaiming my power.
I love that. And it's funny that, isn't it almost kind of validating that is what people responded to on TikTok?
Yeah.
Like it's your vulnerability, of course, and it's for you, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why people like responded to that one. And you were being so authentic and vulnerable. So I think that's cool.
Thanks.
What's the conflict in the comments?
People being like, oh, what are you complaining about? At least he didn't ghost you. I thought that was a nice text. And then a lot of people are like, at least he didn't ghost you. We need to raise the bar in dating. You know, like that sounded like an HR email. Like, good cheer. What are you, a Christmas tree? Triggered. Yeah. So it's like people get triggered with their own stuff. And I pinned a comment that invited people to like send me their screenshots. So I'm collecting screenshots from other people and I plan to make more interpretive dances.
That's so good.
Of different kinds. So
that's great.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
We probably should start making a beat. But let me see, like, so I kind of prepared a beat before this because we haven't done this in a little while. We recorded a lot of our episodes in March and April, and then we're just like editing stuff. So this is like what I made this morning. Let me hear it. So yeah, so we got that going on, but I got to figure out a topic here, Jess, and we've been talking a little bit about dating. Bumble, what do you? I think like, what are you looking for in the dating world right now? Because you seem like just such an intentional person, but also like honest and authentic and open. Like, what are you looking for out there?
Well, I'm looking for anyone who's available. No.
No. I think you're such an eligible bachelorette. I think you're an eligible bachelorette.
Well,
I think
thank
you definitely deserve somebody who deserves you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for good communication, a sense of humor. One of the things in my profile is actually, how do I word it? It's like someone who can make me laugh, thinks brunch is stupid, and is looking for a relationship.
Oh, so you want the real thing? You're looking for the real thing.
Yeah, I'm looking for the real thing.
Okay.
I'm getting old.
You're not.
I'm ready. Yes, I am.
You're ready to close down shop. Is that the right word? That's not the right word.
Close down shop.
I've never heard that.
Open up
more
shop.
Like open.
I don't know.
Stabilized shop.
Open up like a permanent shop. Like, sign a lease.
A permanent business.
Yeah. Put the mortgage. Yeah. I'm ready for a mortgage. It's like no more rentals or sublets. It's been, my dating life has been mostly just, I guess, sublets. It's been like Airbnb-ing love.
Squatters, just straight up.
Exactly. Squatters, intruders. I'm like, no, this isn't gonna work. So it's like, I wanna like, I'm ready to like buy a house. I'm ready for that kind of relationship. Like, let's do. I mean, not right away. Clearly, something that's gonna move towards that, because I tried that. Like, let's jump right in, and that.
Jess, I feel like I can get an idea of what's going. I can see what's going through your head on like a first date or like a second date when you really.
This is
like
the conversation you have with yourself.
Yeah, you're like wow, like I really like him. Like I could totally see myself like loving him and like building a home together and like what our family would be like, and I think my dog would like him too. But like not too fast, obviously, because I've been through that already, and like I don't want to do that again. I know not to get swept up. And like, what are you thinking about? I don't know. What do you want to order?
Exactly.
All right. Let's see. Yeah. Jess is looking for a real man.
This is amazing.
I'm definitely gonna have your name in it, I think. Because he's okay. Because Jess is just such a good name to like for this song.
To rhyme with?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some talking stuff and then see if that leads to something. Jess is looking for a real man. No more sublets. If you're gonna buy this house, you're gonna buy this house for life. But not too fast, not too slow. Just right. That last part was off pitch, but I think we got it. I think we got it.
I like that. That was going good.
Me too. I think. Let me see.
This is powerful.
This is powerful, Jess.
Wow.
You know how many real estate agents are going to make love to that? How's that feeling for you? You like that?
I love it. I think it's great. It's a musical mantra of my love life.
Exactly.
I kind of just want to keep talking over it then, in that case. Let's see.
Whatever you're feeling.
Because all right, thank you. You're such a good creative coach. I feel so free right now. I feel like I'm a kid in my room.
Embrace your expression. Go with what feels right. There's no pressure. I'm going to love it no matter what. Everyone loves you already, JR. Everyone loves you already.
Oh, you're going to make me cry while I do it, and that's why we're doing this. Jess deserves an emotionally intelligent man who can communicate. Yeah, Jess, this is an affirmation for you, Jess. Don't settle for no little boy. You need a man who ain't intimidated by your feminine power. Yeah, you need a real man, Jess.
But I like how that switched to some like 70s funk.
I don't know what's happening. We usually just make a chorus. I think this is like gonna be just affirmations.
You should have that like 70s guy in the background every time. Just yeah.
Oh yeah. Jess, I just want to keep affirming you in the dating world. What's something what are things you've learned in dating that you're like that you're not going to settle for and like now that you want, you know, like what do you want to manifest into your life, like your dream partner, your dream life, all that stuff?
Yeah, there's so much pressure.
Okay, but I want to take the pressure off. You just told me like everybody loves me no matter what. You know what? There's no wrong answer here, Jess, because you're just going to manifest the right thing no matter what you say. And you know what? It's going to be better than you even imagined, Jess. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa. 70s guy. Just imagine that guy in the background of your manifestation.
I mean, this is going to stick with me. It's so powerful.
Yeah, it's definitely something.
I think we're starting a whole new business. This is like, you know, you could seriously make mantra songs for
dating
people.
manifestations or mantra manifestations. Yeah.
Yeah, just scream things on beats.
Yeah, you need a real man, Jess. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start from there. I'm just gonna keep going. I know I was gonna get a manifestation from you, but I'm just gonna jump in there for you, Jess.
Yeah,
I'm gonna mansplain your mantra.
Great, mansplain what my manifestation should look like.
Yeah, Jess, this is what you need. You need a guy who's buff but not too buff and also sensitive. He's gonna listen to your needs and not try to fix your problem. He will believe in you. Yeah, Jess. When you look in the mirror, you will see how beautiful you are, Jess.
Wow.
The music just turned off for no reason.
The music just stopped.
Yeah, it just stopped. So I was like,
man, Raven, it was getting good.
It's going to be a 20-minute mantra song. Just know, like, even after this podcast is done, I'm going to be sitting, like, at home just saying, yeah, Jess. Oh, my God. Okay, so this is fun.
Is it empowering you in any way, or is this?
It totally is.
I'm manifesting the wrong man.
No, it totally is, because when I'm like, oh yes, that's like. Sometimes it's easier for me. I probably should make one of those lists. You know how people make a list of like their dream partner or their dream home.
I did that.
Whatever. You did that?
Yeah.
Did it work?
It actually did.
That's cool.
It's weird how. How there's reverb still on this. Jess. but I'm gonna leave the reverb on. Screw it. No, let's take it off. This
is like
is that really better?
Big room. Oh, there you go.
It did work. Like I went in order. It was even like physical, which it always makes me feel weird, but that wasn't the most important piece. Like I circled what were the most important pieces for me. Mm-hmm. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual characteristics of a person. Mm-hmm. They had you like journal out like where you might meet this person, so you can be intentional. And then like non-negotiables. I can speak, by the way. When I said non-negotiables right there, I knew that I said that and it was wrong.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Ronnie, I love you, man. Thanks. He's affirmations, but also like, it's okay, man.
It's okay, dude.
I feel like you guys are really just here for me right now. Like you're my two spirit things that I need in my conscious. Like everybody loves you, man. Nobody thinks you're down because you said non-negotiables. No one thinks that. They love you. But yeah, like non-negotiables, 4 of them were for me was like good communicator. Is okay with long phone calls because I travel all the time. And I forget what the other 2 were. So I guess it wasn't that important to me.
Yeah.
I think effective communication was one of the biggest ones because like there's conflict resolution. Like conflict resolution had to be a big one for me too, to work that stuff out.
Yeah, I've done versions in the past. I think this is inspiring me to return to it. But good communication, one of the most essentials. Not an alcoholic, another non-negotiable.
Ooh, that's so specific.
Yes.
Is it
or like not an addict of any sort?
Is this past and or recovering? Because I have some real shit on that. But yeah.
Do you? I'm curious to hear.
I do. Yeah. Like, do you mean someone who's currently not like recovering from their addictions, or?
Well, definitely not actively in them. Definitely not actively in the addictions. You know. So yeah, I'm open to someone who's healthily sober, because I think there's also people who I've met and have dated who are, you know, can be sober but also still have a lot of like emotional sobriety is also a thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Where it's like, because you can still like...
So you want somebody who's emotionally sober.
Yeah. And I'm working on myself with that stuff too. Again, not perfect, but that's where the communication piece comes in, because someone who's willing to like talk through things and notice like, oh, okay, well, that response was actually my stuff coming up. Can we talk about that? Sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Wow.
What can, you know, like what...
I love
what
that.
Do we each need here, you know?
That's so good. Such good self-awareness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say like whoever that may be, it sounds like someone you could really grow with, because to be able to say, hey, I think I'm just reacting to something inside of me. It's not you, but can we talk about it? And somebody who can hold that space to do that would really allow you to like grow through your stuff patiently. Yeah. And then you would probably do the same thing for them.
Exactly. Yeah. Have that be a reciprocal thing. I think it's good. And I think the reciprocal thing is good too, you know, like not someone who is, I don't know, feels like they're so far along and they're teaching me something, or vice versa. Like I think some sort of like we're learning from each other and growing with each other, I think is really cool.
Can I throw in a verse right here?
Yeah.
Let's do this. I'm going to throw in something for you, Jess.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Emotionally sober. He's not gonna mansplain to you like I'm mansplaining your mantra. Putting man in this song like 5,000 times. Mansplaining your mantra. Oh yeah, Jess, you gonna grow together with this man. He gonna heal you. You gonna heal him. He gonna feel you. You gonna feel him. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful relationship y'all have. Uh-oh, the verse is ending.
Okay, the verse ending.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. But no, I do wish all these things for you, because I think you're such like a, honestly, just like beautiful, amazing person. I feel like you bring so much light into so many people's lives. And I feel like when I say this with reverb, I really mean it because it's echoing. And like, I hope you find someone like really just as amazing as you are. So I hope this mansplaining manifestation mantra for a man works.
Well, thank you so much. I think it will. I have a good feeling about it. I already feel like, all right, not as depressed about dating, There's hope.
Oh, you totally should not be. Like, I'm serious. Like, I think like just what I know about you, and I just think you're so awesome. Can I just like compliment train on you here?
Sure. I might hide.
I'm gonna just do it. But I'm going to do it through song, Jess.
Oh.
Jess, you're a beautiful ass woman with a beautiful ass inside. You need a man who is beautiful too. Yeah, Jess. Jess, you got beautiful curly hair. You can dance. You got a sense of humor. You got so much going on, girl. When you on the train, you light up that train, girl. Oh shit, I think the verse is about to end again. Oh shit, I wanted to say so many more things. Hold on, it ended.
Oh, that's good.
I should really make the song longer. I should make the song longer.
Yeah, yeah. Probably help.
Oh, Jess, you're such a catch. Like, I feel like whenever I go on here, like, I know my own insecurities and things with my own self-worth. So it's like, I always want to, as much as possible, like, make sure that somebody knows, like, how I see them and how I think a lot of people see them. And I know you already know that stuff too, but like, dude, you're so awesome. I feel like it's easy for me to switch back over to not reverb and help manifest a man,
Thank you.
But also, you don't need no man.
That's sweet.
You also don't need no man, okay?
That's great too. Yes.
And not in the way where we're like lying to ourselves, or it's like, I don't need no man, and like I'm sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like being happy on my own.
Yeah, I'll bet you. You know what? This is gonna work. I swear. Like when this comes out, you're gonna be married with a house. If you want to be married, I don't know. And this dude's gonna be like such a good communicator. Like he's gonna communicate too much,
Yeah. And let's just say I want him to be hot too. I mean that
yeah,
I like hot, like, and I think that's all relative, you know what I mean? Like I feel like we need to have like good chemistry. So I just want to put that out to the universe.
Relatively hot.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like
relatively hot.
Like, like whatever. There needs to be physical attraction too.
Of course, you need passion. He needs to satisfy that part of you.
A psychic once told me that I would. She was like, "Don't even focus on it. Just focus on your work because you're gonna end up." She's like, "You're gonna be doing something related to your work, and that thing is going to help. Like, you're gonna meet the person while you're there, or like as part of it." Yeah. So it's like. So I've kind of had that in my head. I'm like, okay, maybe there's something to it. Maybe this podcast is the thing. Maybe this, maybe this episode.
And I will say this: when we're talking about the sensuality part of this thing and the attraction, the track, like, what's the word? Verse number that we're on is 69. And if that is not symbolism for just like spiritual numbers, angel numbers, you know how you see like 444, 333, and like, what's the angel number mean? Angel number 69. That means that the yin and yang love will come into your life with reciprocation.
Yeah.
So, reciprocation.
Yeah, Jess. But just know this man, he's going to be an effective communicator and sensual, but he's also going to be hot in a relative way. Not like one of your relatives, but like the word relative, like relative to what you're attracted. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain it. He's gonna be sexy, girl. And the sex gonna be so good that sometimes you don't even need to communicate. You're just gonna have that hot sex. And be like, oh yeah, I don't even remember why we were fighting, Jess. Yeah.
versus ending again. Oh, shit. Does that sound about what you're looking for?
Yeah, that sounds it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like now I want to meet this guy. I want to meet him too. Dude, who is this guy? Fuck, man. His name is Raul somehow. Is he Hispanic? What are you attracted to? Or do you have a type?
I don't really. I mean, I have dated all kinds of men.
Baskin Robbins, all 31 flavors.
Like literally.
Too simple.
I've dated many different kinds of men.
That's good.
Yeah. I think like I have a thing for beards. Beards come and go though. It's
Ronnie,
not like, you know.
You have a thing for beards, like you lean more towards beards.
Yeah, but not all the time. You know, that's like a
for sure.
It's like a stupid little thing. Like that wouldn't be on my list of non-negotiables. Let's put it that way.
No, it's so funny when you say that. I was seeing this girl, and she was like into beards, and I tried so hard to grow it out, and it looked so bad on me. That was the learning, dude. Tried super hard, which is just like not taking care of my face. And like the thing that I learned from that is like for myself, so simple to know, but just don't change for anybody.
Yes.
Because I was like, I looked back at those pictures and like, who the fuck was I when I was looking at that? Like, who was I doing? I did not know who I was. I was just trying to like, you know, make this person happy. And then I loved myself, you know?
Yeah. And that's the sexiest thing.
Hell yeah, it's sexy. That's what you want in somebody.
Yeah, you just gotta be yourself.
Self-love.
It's like if you rock a beard and you own it, then great. But if you don't, then don't rock the beard and own that, and that's sexy too. Yeah. You know.
I realize I have the face of a masculine teenage boy. That sounded wrong. That sounded so wrong. I was gonna be like of a hot young boy. Okay, just a hot young boy. No, but I just like I just think I look better with like no facial hair. So you've sort of seen like the physical attraction type thing. Is there like an energy in a person that you really like? Or has that even been different?
Energy to me is such a like non-definable. It's like something that like you feel. So I feel like I'm being really nondescript right now. You know what the feeling is? It's like
I know what you mean.
There's like some sort of like I got you feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like security or trust or stability.
Like this is them. They've got you like
like them, like their energy is like I got you. Cause like if, you know,
I love that.
Whatever. If I'm emotional or someone who's going to be able to kind of like handle
to rely on
this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To rely on. To like,
they make you feel safe. They're like an anchor for you to like go any which way and come back to and keep you grounded in some way.
Yeah. That's it.
There's nothing hotter than that. Safety. God, this is going to be a 30-minute song. So I'm going to add everything into this, you know? Like, we usually have so many other segments, but just now, instead, this is like, it's going to be a 1-hour song of what's going to come into your life. I want to include that, too. Because you're saying so much stuff that I'm like, that's so good. That's got to be in your mantra, too.
He's gonna make you feel safe. You can leave, go back all over the place, but safe, nothing hotter than safety. Yeah, even when you feeling crazy, not in a derogatory way towards women, just all of us get crazy. You know, not like women are crazy, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you are feeling crazy, he'll still be there, Jess. Yeah, Raul.
out.
Yeah, I don't know why, because I just feel like that's the name. Like Raul is the name that makes me feel safe when I say it. So, I've asked so much about your dating life, and it's so fun. I appreciate you like getting open and real with that stuff, and it's like vulnerable. But I also want to, because where are we at with time? We're at coming up on an hour.
Yeah,
and I want to make sure I can talk about. I feel like you have so much value to offer the world that I would feel like I want to ask some of those questions so that like people can get some of that advice. Like is there, maybe what we can do is play a little bit of piano. Is there some like, I don't know, I want to like give like advice to people in some way. I just don't know like exactly what advice to give people. You know what I'm saying?
Like creative advice? Could it be?
Like, yeah, maybe creative advice because, you know, you're a creative coach, but just like, even just like life advice or things that you've learned over the years that helped you through. Like, is there a pattern of things you've always returned to and this is the thing that like kind of got you through or gives you faith in that journey?
Yeah. Should I just say it while you're playing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Does it feel right? Just trust the spirit of of Raul.
I would.
The spirit of Raul.
I feel his spirit with us.
I feel you too, baby.
Let's add that he should be
Raul,
alive.
Always.
Yeah, he should be alive, not like an angel or something.
It's my spirit, but I'm also alive, so I also have a body.
Okay, good.
Raul is alive, baby, and I will hold you emotionally, spiritually, and physically.
Perfect.
It's a weird way to start advice.
Yeah, I know. So from this place of being held, I feel like I can offer my advice. Okay, what I would say is to start anything with where you are, not with where you want to be. So if it comes to like your creativity, for example, and you're not happy in the work you've been doing and you want to break out into something else, or there's this part of you that wants to come out more, don't keep seeing it as this distant daydream that's over there and you're over here and there's this gap in between, because that's going to continue to feel like sad and separate and have you not accept it. But starting with like, okay, well, maybe I have 10 minutes in the morning that I could play piano or dance or whatever it is. Like, can you really use those 10 minutes and just do it every day? And then you're doing something you love every day for 10 minutes. And that's bound to change your energy, which is bound to make changes in the work that you're doing or in just the kinds of people you meet and the opportunities that could come up. So I think I found personally and in working with other people that like oftentimes the scariest thing is to actually do the thing that you want to do. You know, it's one thing to talk about it and to have it be this dream that someday I'll just use music or a dance, like someday I'll be a dancer. But like, what is it like to actually be in your body in this moment and dance? Like, it's scary to do that, to like feel like, oh wow, I'm not as flexible as I used to be, or what if I suck, or to face all those demons that go on in our brain, but to actually still do it. And I think that's something that, you know, I have to keep coming back to also, and practicing for me, dance is a big part of it.
I love that. I was going to curse, but then I was like, this is so inspirational that if we like put this out, I don't want that to like, yeah, exactly. See, we're even going to edit that out right there. No, it's so good. You know, like there's probably so many people, including myself, where it's like, it's just to start. And like that kind of leads me to the next thing, whether it's the thing I set out to do or not. It's like, Forrest Gump is one of my favorite movies, and I bring it up at least once a podcast. I think the thing I love about it is like, he just keeps going, keeps running, you know?
Yes.
And and that leads to so much in the movie. I think that's why I responded to it, was like to see how he had such an amazing life from just probably whatever one simple principle was just like he was curious and kept moving forward. So that's perfect advice. I love that.
He never knew the ending. He just kept doing what felt right in the moment, and he would meet people.
He didn't care.
He didn't care. Great movie reference.
Yeah. bridges. Did you feel the spirit of Raoul moving through us? Telling us to just start and believe in your dreams. If dance is important to you, then just do that. If what you want to do is open up a donut shop that somehow is like a drag donut shop and you have a mimosa brunch, then just do that. If what you want to do is open a dog bakery that's vegan, which doesn't make sense because dogs probably don't really have a preference, but it's probably more of you projecting onto your dog, then do that. Those are the only 3 businesses that I support.
I love it. But yeah, it's like bake the first biscuit and then go give it to a dog owner friend. Like that's the smallest little action you could take. So just start doing that thing.
That's so like talking to you. I feel better. You know, this is like a selfish podcast for me where I just like wanted to get free creative coaching.
Well, we could have spent more time on that. I feel like the whole time was you giving me like my relationship mantra song, which is fantastic. So I feel like this was like a therapeutic session.
Yeah. Well, we can do all of it. And I thought that was good. I think people will benefit from that too.
Cool. Well, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how much time you have. You had to run to another thing, right?
I got more time. Yeah.
Okay. Cause there were a few more things I wanted to ask you about. So, like your, cause you do creative coaching. And you have that book, Dance with This Book, which, speaking of just starting something, a book is such a daunting thing to complete. Mm-hmm. It seems like from the start to finish, I wanted to ask you how that process was from like just the seed of an idea of like, I might want to start a book. So like now you have this that's my journal, this physical copy of Dance with This Book, which gave me so much life in the middle of the pandemic. When you sent it to me.
It was an idea that lived in my head for a long time. I think from when I remember when I was 12, I wrote an autobiography, like about like my ballet class in New York City or something. It was kind of dumb, mm-hmm. but like I always had that drive in me. I was like, I don't know. I want to I wrote books when I was much younger too, just like little picture books. And mm-hmm. so it was always a thing that was in me. I had an idea. It started out as more of like a general book on creativity. And then there were things that I was coming up against where it was like, I don't know, like there was something about it that didn't feel exactly right. Or I was like, I don't know, should I self-publish? Should I traditional publish? Like what should I do? And it kept stalling me out. But looking back, and this is like sometimes procrastination or just things not working out is actually a gift creatively. Like I look back and I'm like, I'm so happy cool. I didn't publish that version of the book. I
love that nugget. I love that nugget of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it would have been much crappier and more general. And then I started writing it in the dance version. And then I had this experience. I went and I write about it in the intro of the book, but I was at this like retreat workshop type of thing.
The Kyle Cease
thing.
Workshops.
Yeah.
I went to like, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And he used to be a stand-up comic and then sort of went in that world.
Which is why he's super cool. He was a stand-up comic. He went through his own spiritual awakening, started doing shows that were also like, that had a message that were like, it was like a mix of like, I guess you could say Tony Robbins meets a stand-up comic who you love. And it's like, cool. He was doing these events and I went and I was like up on stage with him. I was like, I couldn't believe it was happening. And he was like asking me these questions. And we got to this thing of like, oh, well, like my biggest fear was about being alone. And he was like, when you were a kid, were you alone a lot? And I was like, yeah, I was an only child. My parents were like caught up in their own crap, fighting a lot. I was alone in my room. And he's like, well, how did that feel? And I was like, well, actually, that was where I found my creativity. That's when I started making stuff and being interested in just making things out of whatever was around me. And I was like, oh, that's actually empowering. That's not sad. Well, maybe loneliness, maybe being alone is a window into creativity. And then I was like, boom, that's the book. So then the tagline, and I almost wish, I don't know, maybe I'll republish it and rename the book itself. But I really liked Dance with This Book because of the play on words with like dancing with the book. But start a revolution with your body alone in your room. And that part became really important for me about like, it's not just any start dancing again, but go take a class. It's like, no, the way in is to start alone with yourself and your emotions and be with that and move with that. And that's where the answers are going to come from. That's where your creative ideas are going to come from. That, you know, and again, going back to what I said before, like that can keep snowballing into something if you want it to, but you have to start from where you're at. So So once I really hit on that, then I was super pumped. And that train ride back from that workshop, I wrote the first 4 chapters. They just like poured out of me. And it was all really like, it was like, my style is kind of stream of conscious, you know, and like the chapter titles are weird. Like, it's just like, it was such a fun process for me to be in. And that's how I knew that this was the
thing
book.
I love about reading it. It's so conversational, like in a good way, where I feel like I don't have to overthink what you're trying to say. I feel like you're talking to me when I'm reading it. And so it's very easy to read. And I'm going to go through the titles really quick. There's You Don't Have to Do It Right, which is like my favorite thing. And it's good that it's chapter 1, because I think to just start, it's getting over that perfectionism.
Yep.
Be Your Own DJ, You Can't Stop the Feeling, Rear End It. I love these titles. Follow Your Heart, in parentheses, in a non-cliche way. Boredom is Brilliance. It's awesome. Free Yourself. Dance Alone Together. The World Can Watch or Not. My Mother Thinks You're Great. I love that. You kind of gave that to me earlier today. That's up. Self-expression is not selfish. Be a dance rebel. Keep it moving. Like, I mean, I feel like there's so much of your character in the book, and also for me, it was kind of like a mix of artist's way and like, but like in a fun, approachable, like dance way.
Thanks.
So yeah, I think it's great.
Thank you so much. I almost forgot it existed. I haven't really been in the book zone
thinking about it.
Yeah.
I totally get that. What's the well, before I move on to the next question, was I hit you up when I was in Minneapolis doing a show, because I was like nervous before my show. It was like my first show back after the pandemic and of time not going up. I was like, hey Jess, do you have any like recommendations of like things to do to get out of my head, or like if I'm nervous to get out of pre-show jitters? And you like gave me this exercise to like dance and like shake violently type of thing, almost like flash dance.
Yes.
And that helped me a ton. And actually after that show, I met someone. So I just got to give you a big thanks too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I met somebody after that show when we were talking about the like, you know, the dream manifestation thing and whatever. But I won't go too deep into that.
That's amazing. And it's still going strong?
Oh, it's going strong. I'm oversharing on this podcast. I always say how like, I'm a very private person, but then I like share everything.
Say it right before you overshare.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I wanted to ask before, and then it slipped to my mind, and then I was like, well, maybe he doesn't want to talk about that on his podcast. I don't know. So I'm really glad you mentioned that. Yay. That's exciting.
He's awesome. Awesome.
I love love. But that's amazing. Yeah. So you just like shook it out and let go.
Yeah,
of
it
some
actually
of that
really helped.
anxiety.
It's almost like shaking off, the anxiety, and then it's just like, for me, sometimes anxiety is just phrases getting repeated in my head or thoughts getting repeated, and so that helps me like get rid of that. And that exercise helped me just be more present and more in my body. Yeah,
Love it.
This is how I talk about feelings in therapy. I turn everything into like a bit or like a voice. Yeah, I just like got to get out of my head and into my body. He's like, can you just say it regular, JR? Like, no, because I'll start crying.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that exercise really helped me. So like, I think I love how the like the instincts you have with like what people might need to unblock creatively, and it was really helpful. I wanted to say that. I want to say thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. You're welcome. Yeah, that was something that I usually, anything that I'm talking about, I've done myself, because that's how I know it works. And that was something that when I was doing more live shows and stuff, I would go into like the bathroom stall, even if I didn't, and just like kind of like with music or sometimes not, and just like literally like have like a crazy shake out dance-ish thing, and it usually did the trick. Sometimes I would make a video of it as well if I felt like I was in that zone. But
really, and what would you do with that video?
I posted a couple of them, and that was, I think, because I was doing this series on Instagram called Public Bathroom Dances for a while, and I think it might have started that way because I was just like, it's like the act of shaking it out, like that's like one thing, right? Because it's like, I mean, we look at studies with like animals when they're in stress and trauma, and they literally have a shaking instinct that kicks in that helps them move through it, right? So that's like one reason why it actually works on a physical level. You haven't heard that? Yeah.
When animals are in stress and trauma, they shake, which actually makes a ton of sense, actually. Like, you know, dogs shake when they have anxiety. We kind of do as well. And so that's like a mechanism to get rid of it.
Exactly. It like literally can get it out of your nervous system. So it works on that level. And then I think, for me in those moments, like being off stage and in just like a bathroom where you're not like I tend to thrive in spaces that are less formal, you know, where like improvised things can just pop out and it's fun and it's like, it feels like less pressure. So I think making it a point to put myself in those positions and be like, how creative can I get in this bathroom without like touching things too much because it's gross.
I love that.
But and then that would also help on some level of me feeling more like myself and more present and then able to like go on stage or do whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like the formal setting would put too much pressure on trying to relax versus the informal setting. It's like so weird and probably gets you out of normal pathways of your brain that you're just like, oh, okay, like this is weird and goofy and in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, is there anything like right now that you're focused on or like want to like promote or talk about?
You know, everything is, I feel like, changing so rapidly that, you know, I have the creative coaching is usually around, even if I'm not marketing it. So if anybody is listening and is curious, like just reach out. Yeah. And I'm still like the dance.
We'll put all the social media stuff up on this too. Yeah, creative coaching programs, the creative coaching stuff. I feel like I think would be a really helpful thing for a lot of people.
Where can they reach you?
So they can reach me on my website is jessgrippo.com, and my contact info and mailing list is there. And then Instagram, I'm at Jess Grippo, and TikTok at Jess Grippo, JessGrippo. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll put all the socials up as well, and like link people back to you. I wish we could talk forever. I have so many more questions for you. But yeah, thanks for joining us, Jess. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. Like my face hurts from smiling so much. And it was a lot of fun. And I'm excited to listen back to my man mantras. I feel like they're going to be really helpful.
You get a copy.
I'm gonna jump. So we usually end on, we replay the beat, but we usually make a chorus. This one we did not do that. We just made a mantra. So I'm going to go to that verse on verse like 69 and just listen to that one as we close out here.
Great.
I forgot what we said, but it was a powerful part of the mantra. So thanks, Jess and Ronnie and everybody listening. Here we go.
He's gonna make you feel safe. You can leave, go back all over the place, but safe, nothing harder than safety. Yeah, even when you feeling crazy, not in a derogatory way towards women, just all of us get crazy. You know, not like women are crazy, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you are feeling crazy, he'll still be there, Jess. Yeah, Raul.
Raul.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a great episode that was. Ronnie and I are already laughing it up. We're laughing it up. What a great episode. Hope you guys were able to dance. Which brings up a great song. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Not gonna lie, Ronnie and I are recording this outro again, and I sang that the first time, so I promised I would sing it again.
Yeah, I didn't even ask you, but you promised.
Yeah, but I promised
way.
you I would do it.
Yeah, you did do that.
Unasked promises. It's like, keeping promises to people that they never asked for. That's something that I put
really
the pressure on
that.
myself. I don't know where that comes from. Another thing I should figure out in therapy. It's like, people don't ask for it, and then I just feel like this pressure to uphold the promise that I made. But great episode. We covered a lot there. dance stuff, healing stuff, creativity. And I guarantee Jess is going to find a man in the next month. She told me something that a sign came in where she got a song called Raul that like came up on her playlist. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, dude, I don't know. Some kind of magic's happening.
This podcast.
These last two episodes kind of were about manifestation.
Yeah.
From Joey to Jess.
A lot of mantras.
A lot of mantras. You know, it might be because I'm listening to a Deepak Chopra 21 Days of Abundance meditation.
Oh.
Yeah, could be that.
The abundance is the mantras.
Abundance is the being. Yeah, we were just talking about how we might get canceled for that, so I probably shouldn't keep doing it.
They keep cutting things. Yeah.
Everybody, go check out the YouTube, or if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, share it with your grandma, anybody older than 65, younger than 65 too. And check out the Patreon for exclusive content. Go follow all the socials. It's on Instagram. It's on my TikTok, Facebook. Just go everywhere. Anything else, Ronnie?
No, we don't know how to end these.
We don't know how to end these, so maybe I'll just keep talking. We can slowly fade this part out. You know, let's go into a random conversation. Like, I don't know. Like, should you get canceled for doing accents? You know?
Oh, I don't want to even talk about that.